Okay guys, this is me in editing and I am sorry for the audio quality in this video. It is so bad, I am so sorry. But hopefully y'all will live with it, and I wish you the best of luck at trying to hear me. I'm not going to voice over this at all, so yeah. Have fun watching today's video. Hello everyone, welcome to the wonderful world of Blade and Sorcery. And today is actually a very sad but good day. Tomorrow is the 1.0 release, as of recording this, for Blade and Sorcery, and I wanted to go over some of, I think, my favorite parts and do one last dungeon run for good old time's sakes. So, yeah. I'm just going to go over what I think were some of my favorite weapons and what was my favorite thing about them. See what you guys might think about that too, but let's also do a wonderful dungeon run and kind of just go over the beauty of this game. It's a great game, and honestly, could not ask for more about this game. Now, if you do not notice, since I'm in VR today, my mic quality is pretty bad. Let me make sure my mic's good. I'm using a headphone microphone, so I might be able to see if I can fix it, but it's not as good as usual. With all that being said, let's get into the next part of this video. Scratch what I just said right there. Scratch everything I said in that intro. We're only going to be looking at the weapons because I realized that going over the spells is kind of pointless. I don't even know if I said that, but just in case. And if I'm not, editing me will catch that. Okay, editing me caught that. I never said anything about checking out spells, but just so you know, ignore what I just said about ignoring something else I said. That's confusing, I know, but I don't know what to say, so. Continue enjoying the video. Anyways, yippee, we have the marketplace. Great place for testing out all sorts of fun things. I already turned off things that YouTube would not like me to say. And yeah, let's get into it. So let's start by talking about one of the fun Easter eggs in this game that is completely random, but it's on this map. I think that's probably one of the main reasons I chose this map. Not because that tower up there, which is actually really fun. There's some cool stuff up there. Or this little stand here that kind of makes you feel like you want to put someone on the other side and forcefully shove this drink down their throat. You know, just maybe you just wanted to shove it down someone's throat a little bit and just. You want to say I'm mugging him right now? Anyways, as I was saying, where someone rudely interrupted, there is something very interesting here. You can kind of see it right there. So if I climb up here, and up here, we have La Baguette. This is just a fun Easter egg. This is a space game. A lot of people probably know about it if you've seen people play this game for a while or anything. It's just a sword. Nothing cool. I mean, it's kind of does good at bludgeoning, which isn't very sword-like at all. It's a tier 1 weapon, if you're interested. Anyways, that's not my favorite weapon, but that's a fun Easter egg. There's a few of those in the game. And, yeah. Anyways. We'll start with the dagger section. I don't really think this is a fair fight. It's the skinning dagger and the common dagger. Well, actually, that's a skinning knife, not even a skinning dagger. You can clearly tell who would win this fight in if this were battling. You can throw both these. At first, I didn't actually realize you can throw the skinning knife. You can, but it's also like the worst thing to throw. I've learned that throwing the skinning knife, which is right here, you basically have to throw straight up in order for it to go any bit forwards. But if you throw it straight up with that one, it goes a lot farther. So, and then this one's just overall looks more like a sword kind of knife that you would use in combat. So. This is my favorite dagger, for sure. I would say my favorite sword. I kind of classify all these swords down to their 3 different size groups. You have the big swords, the medium-sized swords, and then the kind of teeny tiny guys. For the teeny tiny guys, I would say the antique sword. That's not a sword. That's a knife. Is this one right here. I would say this one's got a good balance of slashing that feels just very comfortable.
Ah! Oh!
And I think it's a very comfortable blade. I hope I didn't knock the mic off. Yeah. I like this blade. It's got a good thing, and just to show, there is no cheat on except for infinite mana. I might actually do this one too in case I have to get in a fight, but I'll turn these on just in case. But yeah, there is no easy dismemberment. That is off. That's just how good some of these swords are. I'm gonna stop before YouTube hates me. Anyways, that's my favorite tiny guy sword. Tiny little guy sword. So you might have seen the one I'm about to pull out now. My favorite medium-sized sword is probably this one. The long sword. I'm gonna look over there. The long sword. It's just fun. It's a big blade that definitely has a two-handed grip, but I like holding it one-handed. Usually, one grip, but how good does it do with two hands? Okay, too good that I think YouTube would hate me. That might be a... Oh, you can't even tell from here. But yeah, that's what... ignore that guy. This is my favorite medium-sized sword. It's just a nice one. It looks very nice, very medieval, but also pretty practical. It gives you a nice stab movement that you get. I don't know why I'm doing this, I'm just going over what my favorite sword is. And by far, one of my favorite big swords is the great sword. Now, there's plenty of big swords. There's more big swords than there are like medium and small swords, but you can see right here, the great sword is pretty big. And obviously packs quite a punch. Sound effects are courtesy of a mod. And microphone volume is also courtesy of myself. I turned off the settings YouTube wouldn't like. So now I can just swing this sword without a care in the world. Without worrying about people losing limbs. As you can see, this thing carries quite a punch. Very fun. Very fun indeed. Now that we're out of swords, we should head over to axes. Now, to be honest, as we get all these, I am not a huge axe person in this game, which is sad. I really like axes, actually. Some of these look pretty neat. This one's kind of cool. It's a nice little hatchet, but... And so is this one. This one's really neat, but no, I don't really like this. I don't really know what my favorite is, but I'll spawn in my two preferred ones. My two preferred axes come out of these two variants here. The Bardich, or Bardische, I don't really know how to say that, and the Northern Axe. I just like them. They have a lot of weight to them, and they have nice big blades. I will demonstrate each one of their powers on one of these guys, I guess. Now this is a Bardich, and this is our Northern Axe, which is just a fun little... More of a... I really care more if it's a theme. If I'm going for a theme, like a Viking theme or something, I'll go with this one. If I don't really care, it's either of these. There's not too much to these. They're axes. I mean, what do you want me to say? But yeah, these guys are just my favorite. I don't have a whole lot to say. Next category, I have even less to say about this category. The spears. There's only two spears. I'll spawn them both in. We have the javelin and the boar spear, and I said that in backwards order. This is boar spear, this is javelin. There is nearly no difference, and in fact, actually, if you throw the javelin sometimes, it ends up stabbing the player. So, I don't know. There's not a huge, big difference between them that I really would say it matters. But, yeah. Not a whole lot really to say about these. I mean, they're fun, especially if you want to cause some problems. Like you want to say, like, "Hey, bud, get out of here! You're not supposed to be here." And you just want to trip your enemies. I guess that's a pretty fun part of it. But yeah, not a whole lot I can say about spears. Not a huge person for these things, really, which is a really big shame. They also don't really throw like I would hope, and I'm so sorry. The mic just moved really close to me. I hope that wasn't too loud. Anyways, we're gonna move on to the blunt, and I'm getting tired. The blunt weapons, we have something like a rock. Oh, that's not a rock. A rock and a blacksmith hammer. What's neat is this is the only weapon in the game where enemies can just spawn whenever they want, even if they already have a weapon. So, I guess it's kind of neat. Yeah, I don't know. But I think of all the blunt weapons, nothing are really that appealing. Maces are cool, but realistically, the only one that gives a fun appeal is the maul, which is just a big hammer that looks like a sledgehammer. If you ever played Bone Lab, you know this is a pretty overpowered weapon in Bone Lab, so... Sledgehammer's wild in Bone Lab, but... And Bone Works, really. Bone Works is way more powerful, though. Is that a one-shot? Not a whole lot I can say, other than... I have unlimited power right now. With the exotics, I'm not really a huge fan of these at all. I only have 3. And I honestly think that all of these are weirdly niche. To say the least, this exotic blade I've never really used ever. Yeah, it's a shame too, but I've never really thought about wanting to use this thing. There's not a whole lot to do with it. And then I guess the double-sided thing's pretty neat, but there's nothing extra about it that makes it, you know, extraordinarily appealing. No enemies can spawn with it, like most of these weapons actually. I mean, you can stab this way, spin around, stab this way. I guess you could technically sweep the leg, the enemy. That doesn't even work well. But yeah, as I was saying, you can basically just be like Thanos. I don't really know what to say. Wrist blade is pretty bad, and then the only one that you will actually see enemies spawn with out of this entire section is the rapier, because it's like the only sword-like one here. The only one here that feels more like a sword. It does some precise slashes, but it does have a different physics, I feel like, than normal swords in this game. Like if I wanted to like thrust me. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of it, but I have to say the rapier for each of these categories. The bow category, yeah. I mean, there's one bow. There's literally one bow in the entire game. What else do you want me to say? Wait, you want me to say the arrow is my favorite item? I don't know if you can stab with this item without mods. You can't even use the item on its own without mods. We're gonna head over to the staff section. The shaman staff, which actually I think is my favorite looking one, which is a shame that this is the tier 0 one, versus the druidic staff, which is the tier 1. I really like this one, but this one's better in every way. I don't even know the difference, but I don't know. They have the same abilities, so I'm gonna do this one, because I actually haven't used this one enough. If I were to imbue this, I could slam it on the ground, electrocute everyone. I can also pretend that their limbs are flying off right now, because I turned that off. Which one of these shields do you think is the highest rank of all of these? We have tiers in the game. Which one do you think is the top tier? And I actually grabbed one. Okay. Which one do you think is the highest tier? Do you think it's A, the kite shield, B, the buckler shield, and C, the round shield, or C, sorry. Well, One of the highest tier item here is the buckler shield, the tiniest one. That's so weird. So the order of tiers doesn't really matter. You're not really imbuing these things, but the lowest tier is the round shield. Then the second tier after that is the kite shield, which blocks the legs, and then you downgrade to get this? I'm not sure. My favorite is the round shield. It feels very similar and kind of just familiar in every combat thing you'll see. But yeah, let's head over to my favorite map. Ah, the Citadel. My all-time favorite map in this game. There is no map that I think is any better than this game than this one. There's a town down there, not looking the best, but it does the job. There's village over there, the sun, several zip lines, but yet there is so much more to this map. There's like a parkour course basically, which is already pretty impressive. I don't even know if I can do that. I've never been able to. But there's so much, so let's just start. We have this main tower. We have the essentials, the books, both books, which are helpful. One starts waves, one spawns items, potion, torches, interior room over here, kind of just a balcony. The empty door that I think enemies can spawn from. You can look over the edge over here. Forget that weapon's there. Go over here, there's another enemy spawn point with this kind of ledge. Sorry, here's my jump that is actually 100% a mod at the moment. But jumping already exists in the game, it's just that high of a jump is on it. We have this area up here, I think enemies spawn from here too. A chest that I don't think has anything in it at the moment. I think that was actually something they revealed in the trailer for 1.0, which probably is coming out at the time you're seeing this, or if already has come out. We have this, which is kind of the start of this weird parkour course. No! Oh, okay. Okay, and then obviously... No! Okay, well obviously we'll be using the gravity spell a little bit to get around. But yeah, if you follow this course somehow, you make it to this little spot here, and that's it. I'm not sure what you're supposed to do here. Up here we have this thing, which you can reach by zipline. What the? Okay, that's a bug. Did not see that ever. You didn't see that, right? We have this nice little fire, nice and toasty, probably ceremonial, but who knows? Sometimes there isn't. I don't know actually. I wonder what they do with that. Oh, maybe this is a lighthouse. Oh, that makes so much sense actually. This is a nice bridge, very interesting. Now, the top of the bridge is okay. There's nothing to it. It's also, I forgot to check this out. There is this area down here, which kind of is at least the start of that, and it has an anvil, which I can guarantee you will cause some real damage if thrown at someone. My hands are raised above my head right now. Obviously, the power of telekinesis to experience the true power of this thing. But yeah, anyways, underneath the bridge, if we jump down from right here, we come across another parkour course. This is kind of a parkour course. Not a whole lot to it. By the way, just as an FYI, this is very high up, but I'm not that scared of heights in the game. By the way, these meat hooks, that's what I was actually about to say the FYI for, is these can actually be used. So... No! No! I guess that's not why they parkour. You would swing from there to there. Anyways, on the other side of the bridge, we have another area for you to collect your weapons. This weird tree, and this. This is a log pile. I don't really know. Probably throw that up there. Tree, some statues. But yeah, that's part of the cool stuff. We'll just come back down there in a second. This is a full loop. We go over here. There's stuff in here. We'll get to that in a second, actually. Now we head over here. You see that? That's a bench. Wonderful. A banner. And a zipline that goes the other direction. Keep that in mind. Comes towards us, not the other way. Now, one that goes the other way is over there, and we will take it. Over here, beautiful view of the tower that I think actually might be a lighthouse. This Shrek hut, and a nice area here to fight some enemies. Freaking bright, oh my gosh. Way up and down from here with this little rope. A box that's empty. Not a whole lot. A wagon, I guess, if you want to point out that. Another wave book, so there's another book here. A statue, balls that you can grab, I guess. Sounds really wrong now I think about it. If we head up here, that's just a staircase all the way back down to the front, so no need to show that. If we follow this ladder... Okay, well that was a horrible mantle. We're up here now. From here, we do that, and then I'll just skip the long, slow, inevitable wait with the ladder. And now we're up here. Now, the game mentions that you can use an axe to go down these zip lines, or you can use this zipline wheel that we have right here. But nothing is as fun as using your wonderful portable books mod and using a board spear and trying to get balance on these. See if I can do it. It's been a long time. And you can just use a spear normally too if you really want. You can hold both ends. I recommend you hold the spear with both hands. There's also birds. I forgot about those things. It feels so much faster when you do it this way because you're just focusing on trying to stay on course. But yeah, that's one of the many things you can do. Anyways, yeah, and then there's not too much here. There's this little thing here that you can kind of, I guess, ambush on, but that's kind of pointless. There's this room here, which you cannot go in, but I'm assuming if you could, it would be through that door. You can't open any of these doors. And, that's almost this entire map. Now, if you remember a second ago, when we were heading up this staircase over here, I looked down here and I said, this is something else that I will wait for. Now we're gonna go ahead and go down there. Let me make sure I actually have something before I go down. Alright, so now I need to head down. And I think this is the other way to get there, but I don't know how you're gonna grab that. And then you parkour like this over here. No. Oh, yeah, you thought you were gonna get me. Okay, right there. That right there. You might have saw this earlier, but there is a tunnel system in this map, and we're about to go check it out. It is really dark, so I grabbed a torch. This is one of the creepiest parts of any map in the game, but there's nothing down here. I am probably being overpowered by the game right now. Give me a second. Okay. Hopefully that fixed my issue. And in fact, just to make sure. Okay. So now that we're down here, we found this door. There's more torches, so if you really wanted to double up on torches, you absolutely can. This is 100% though the creepiest part of this game. We head this way. That's an exit, that's where we just came. Now there's a few ways to go. We're gonna go over to the other side of the map real quick. So we're going that way and that way. If we go this way, We'll go to another location. There's a staircase, which we'll talk about in a second. And then if we go right, we come across an exit and a door. You would have seen this one from down there if you were paying attention. And if we go to this side of the map, I do believe there's one more. Over here's another door. Never mind, this is the way we came. I didn't go down this way first. But then there's another doorway right here. So now there is one way in here without needing anything extra. And that is right over here. There's a way out, and it's right here. In fact, we don't even need a torch anymore. Anyways, now that we're here, we're right back to where we started, with that being the entrance. This is a lot more concealed than you think. When I found this out, that was insane to me, that there was this entire thing here. Like, I saw these tunnels all around the map. I was like, can I go in them? I never really thought about it until I learned that you can fly with gravity, and that's when I found out this. There's nothing else to this map. So, without further ado, what's the next part of this? Ah, yes, the dungeon run. I need to figure out what weapon I want to bring. Of all the weapons I saw, what's a weapon I think I would feel safest with? I feel like the sickle has a lot of potential, but I'm not too sure. It's an okay weapon. I think there's better. I think for my final dungeon run, I think I want to bring the maul, because this thing is absolutely fun to play with. I think I want to bring a sword of some kind. We're gonna actually bring a weapon I did not mention today, because I think it's just a bigger brother of the antique sword. These are my dummies, by the way. I might just bring the antique sword, honestly. A good, trusty fellow sword. I think I'll bring a shield. And one more weapon that just brings a lot more fun to the table. I feel like the maul, the shield, could be removed now I think about it. I feel like the axe is a fun weapon, but it does slow me down quite a lot. Maybe the dagger. I feel like I haven't done a lot with the staves in this game, to be honest. Neither have I done much of the bows. But I think, you know what? I think I'm gonna do the maul and the common dagger and antique sword. I think, obviously, no invincibility. I think mana is a very fun thing. Same with focus. Arrows are kind of pointless to imbue. I think imbue. I think these are what I'm gonna do. Infinite mana, infinite focus. The dungeon runs, which we call outpost runs. I don't know why I've been calling them dungeon runs. I don't think I want a super hard or long one for the sake of the video. I don't know what the flip my hand just did there. But let's start this run. Alrighty. We are here at the outpost. That is our way back if we forfeit. That is the way forward.
For the rest of this video, I'm going to have this video muted except for the outro just because I feel like it'll make it way easier on everybody and so you guys can enjoy the game. Alright, let's get back to it. I would like to point out that my headset was about to die during this recording, so I had to really rush through halfway through this. If it seems like that I was just speed running at some point, that's because I actually was, because I needed to get this video done without my headphones and my headset dying. So, yeah. That's just what happened.
I'm gonna miss this game in pre-release, guys. But that was what it was for the dungeon run. This is the last dungeon run I'm doing in this game, which is so sad. I didn't even do that many to begin with, but I'll remember this one. Anyways, if you guys like this video, please like. If you want to see more of it, maybe think about subscribing. And you don't have to, though. But anyways, I'll see you all later on another video. Bye!